What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to do a version 2 fix for the Terremoto 10. Try to fix up this play that everyone knows about in the steering linkage. It's basically just a poor design, which we've all went over a couple times. There's some videos you can see about it, but I'm going to show you a simple fix to just kind of tighten that up, and then we're going to do a little before and after also, and kind of see how it runs prior to and then how it looks afterwards. And it's kind of hard to do on camera, but and I also got my version 1 conversion here. I'm going to compare that. Now, I was testing this out earlier, and it looks like I have a little wobble in this dog bone, so my tires don't rotate as smoothly as they should, but it was still enough to notice the difference, so hopefully it'd also be enough to notice the difference afterwards. So we'll go ahead and get this set up, and I'll show you what this looks like real quick running, and then I'll show you what we're going to wind up doing. You can't really tell too much like responsiveness by steering, because when it turns it's fine, but let's see if we can get it to do it while it's moving. Now, a lot of that bounce you might see, it actually could be coming from the tires not being balanced. You know, I didn't even know myself not long ago people actually balance the RC tires. So I never really got into that, never really thought anything of it, but I got a customer that told me that it's well worth it, so I actually went out and ordered myself one. So I'll be able to do before and after, you know, show people that have never seen it, or naysayers that say, oh, you don't need to balance an RC tire. Be able to maybe show somebody that, yeah, maybe you do need to, especially before and after runs. I hear are pretty dramatic. So, but yes, you might see some wobble in this that might actually have a little to do with that. But what we're looking for is a difference from, I guess, maybe the play. And also, this is I don't want to be putting this thing on the ground. It's a brand new vehicle, but you know, the main issue with this truck is when you back up, you know, you can really see the play. And you know, when you're driving forward sometimes, especially on 3S, when the thing wants to raise up a little bit, you can just see all that play in the front end. So, again, it's hard to mimic that right now on raised up surface, but we'll get the gist of it. Alright, so I notice when I pull it, trigger it, I do see that go like that a lot. Like it turns in. And it's almost like a wobble. So I guess that's what we're going to look for. Alright. I mean, I could do, we'll do the version 1 later when we do it fixed. Now, I'm looking at this. Basically, we're going to be putting this link. Got a link here. It's a threaded link, so the actual ends are threaded. It's not just a slide through, which will allow us to basically take this bolt here out, put the new screw through, and lock it into it. So basically eliminates the point of needing a nut or a washer or anything along that line on the end. It just threads right into it and should replace the current screw that's there. Now, this is a 3mm compared to, I believe, a 4mm, but this one fits tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this link up just a little bit and make the linkage tight, and it should take out any play from the different size in the screws. Now, I know I could change this end out and put a 4mm and have it go through with a nut and 4mm and 4mm, but when I did this on, so what you got with this thing is, I don't know if you can see it here or not, but watch. I mean, the play is literally coming from, watch this spot right here and right here. So that's where your main play is. I mean, you get some up here, and I'm sure you got a little bit through that. But what this, putting this here, and having that bolt is going to do. Back here fits nice and tight, so it gives it a nice tightness in the back. And actually, when I twist it, I'm twisting like this, and you can see the back, it's pivoting, so it's moving here. So what we're doing is we're going to lock up the front with this, so it's going to be like that. And again, it's better to show you on the truck, but this should fix, you know, it's not going to be as good as a version 1 conversion, but obviously it's a lot cheaper. So I could probably do something like this with the screws and everything shipped for under 10 bucks, include it in the truck and things like that as well. So alright, well, we're going to get this screw off here and release this. We'll put the new screw through and connect the two. I did notice that the differential is hanging down here. It looks like we're going to clear that, so that should be good. And I know this setup has worked. You know, I didn't come up with this particular design. A customer of mine, Seth Morris, actually came up with the linkage, and he had done his and we got into the conversation when I was doing the version 1 conversion. So I know it works. Just that the only thing I did is I found a, you know, in my opinion, an easier, quicker solution, and that was the threaded screw that basically eliminates having to have the nut on the end or anything like that. So hopefully this setup works. I've never tried it on an actual one, so this is all learning experience for me too. So here we go. Alright, so you can definitely tell there's a thickness difference. I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. The only place I could see it being an issue at is with the link. So time will tell. It doesn't fit too loose. I mean, that fits kind of loose too. Not dramatically though. This is definitely looser. So I'm wondering if putting the pressure on, the tension on, will eliminate that. That's, I guess, what we'll find out. So it's through. So the question is, will it hold? There we go, one side on. It's not the easiest to get in there. Fighting the drive shaft, the spring, and the bumper. Alright, it's on. So question is now, clearance is not an issue. Just need to make sure I got it all tight first. I can tell a difference already. Still got a little play. Play is not there though. Alright, normally just playing this linkage. I mean, it's actually moving it. Again, I can adjust the play on this and make it tighter or wider, but I don't even think I need to, because now in theory, in my hand it was different because there was no other linkages on there. Now when it's actually hooked up, I mean, it's so tight and everything fits that this link being where it is just holding everything else in place, and I don't even need to open it or expand it. And you can see from being the smaller bolt right here, I mean, there's not any, like, there's no slack. It's not rocking back and forth in there on that. So I guess let's, assuming that it's good, I mean, we're going to go ahead and test it out now and see if we can tell a difference. Alright, so back to the other test. I can see it out the gate. I mean, see the wobble on this tire to begin with. That has nothing to do with the steering. Like I said, I think that's more for unbalancing. Now, what we are going to look for is that play from left to right that I was seeing. I mean, that's still there. Maybe that's thrust from the drivetrain. So now I almost want to go back. I gotta go back and almost recompare now the first before, because I think that is just thrust. These things are definitely unbalanced. Look at that. Because I'm all about tire balancing now, thanks to Steven Gonzalez. He's got that damn stuff in my head now. You know, I've looked at it recently, looked at a bunch of stuff online, and I've seen a difference. So, you know, now I'm all about that, and I keep an eye out for stuff like that. So once you're looking for stuff like that, you can notice it, just how uneven that is. Again, other than the wobble, man, it does, everything looks tight. I mean, I don't know how much it translates on video, and it's really hard to, you know, keep an eye out for something like that when you're not doing them exactly side by side, but I can. I mean, I know better just from my version 1 conversion, the comparisons I did with the stock one compared to mine. I can tell you right now it's a big difference. And again, this is all compliments of Seth Morris. I'm just reconfiguring something he's already figured out. But that is it's a pretty good fix, considering, like I said, it doesn't get rid of the, you know, bulky design and, you know, give you the cleaned upness of it, but it does seem to be doing its job. Turn that off before it catches fire. Just kidding. Hopefully. Alright, so now let's see what the version 1 looks like. Now again, I know I got a dog bone bent. Now my tires definitely aren't balanced, but they don't look like they're as bad. Obviously, dual servos give me much more faster response and power. Should have done this first. Also, you can see a good difference between 2S and 3S here. Me my new tires aren't strapped yet, so they will balloon a little bit. With that being said, these aren't strapped either, it's just 2S. I mean, other than the unbalancing, I'm very pleased with the outcome of that. I mean, that was, you saw it, I mean, a couple of minutes worth of work, and really fixed up the slop in that whole play that was in that steering system. So, very, very pleased with the outcome of that. And, you know, for the price difference of it, I might actually just start selling it on my website with the actual Terremoto 10s. Alright, I mean, for what that thing would be, I mean, I can package those things in the truck. You know, this one I'm actually going to put up on my Facebook page. You know, I have links in the description and things like that. This is going, this particular one with the link, everything fixed already with it. If I had the WTF fan in it, which, you know, is the Wild Turbo fans, if I had that, I would throw it on there just to give it another little upgrade or something to make this even a little more enticing. But I'm going to include the $10 upgrade for this truck and probably offer it, like, you know, still another $5 or $10 less. Offer the, you know, this particular setup here. Offer this particular truck, which, again, I just fired this thing up for the first time. And the links, actually, ESC didn't catch fire, so that's a plus. You might have a good ESC here. The links itself will be included with the screw. Basically fixes, in my opinion, fixes that whole play issue right here. It might even throw in a 5250C battery. I don't have any of the low profile 3S's, or I would include one of them. I mean, I can play around with the bundle a little bit. If you guys happen to see it and you want me to alter it, I mean, I'm flexible. Anybody that knows me, I knows I'm flexible and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to contact me. Message me on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, or via text message for customers that are already established with me. But if you know, even if you just have a question or want to, you know, bounce something off me about these trucks, I got people that call me all the time, you know, just in reference, hey, you know, I can't get any help with Redcat, or, you know, they don't seem to want to take the time to talk to me, and they'll call me up and ask me certain questions and things, and I never have a problem with that. So, you know, if I got time to talk, you know, if you want to hit me on Facebook, if you want to, you know, call me on the phone, whichever it is, I mean, I'm always available. You know, if I'm not available, I usually return the phone calls within a short, reasonable time. And I'm noticing something. Actually, it looks like they have started to. I still haven't raised this up yet. I don't know why I didn't. They started to bring these up stock, because that's where I was complaining that my shocks were bumping out. And I'm also noticing, I think I put my shock towers on wrong. I think they're supposed to go on the inside. Huh. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's worth fixing or if that's even a big deal or not now. Anyway, I don't know. That's my problem. I'll deal with that later. Just I just noticing while I'm standing here. So, but again, I mean, bottom line is, if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. This Terremoto. Oops. This black SUV Terremoto 10 is going on my Facebook group page. We're listed in the sell section of that. So, I mean, you got a good chance to see what it is now and the difference of it. And again, if you want another one, you know, I'll probably have that as an add-on or drop-down box for the actual Terremotos, where you can add the linkages right there before you purchase. So, again, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them.